In the vast tapestry of history, where the stories of rising and falling societies intertwine, there exists an ancient record that narrates the tales of a powerful and regal people. As the sun sets over Africa's expansive savannas, stories emerge depicting mighty kings and beautiful queens with dark, rich skin. The Bible, a long-standing book, holds within its pages the secrets of these ancient narratives. Join us on an immersive cinematic journey through time as we unearth stories that may have been forgotten by the rest of the world, but will forever be etched in the sands of Africa. Before we jump into the main content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. We have a lot of exciting content coming your way. Now, let's set sail on this incredible journey and unlock the history of our Black and African ancestors according to the Bible. All present-day people are descendants of Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This includes Black individuals and those with dark skin, whose lineage can be traced back to Ham, one of Noah's sons. Shem and Japheth are Ham's brothers, representing the Semitic people, Arabs, Jews, Syrians, etc., and the Japhethites, Europeans, and Asians, respectively. The Bible identifies Ham, Noah's son, as the progenitor of African and Black people. His name is consistently associated with Africa, and the Book of Psalms links him to the ancient Egyptians. It is noteworthy that ancient Jewish and other traditions also attribute African ancestry to Ham. The concept of Ham's children consistently points to African regions, areas, and people. Additionally, the name Ham holds the meaning of burned or dark in Hebrew, Aramaic, and other ancient languages, alluding to the color of his hair and skin. Within chapter 10 of the book of Genesis, specifically between lines 6 to 14, one can explore Ham's family tree, also known as the Hamitic people. The book mentions Ham's children: Cush, who became the father of many African people; Mizraim, who became the father of the ancient Egyptians; Put, and Canaan, the father of the Canaanites. Canaan refers to both a place and a group of people. Further, Cush, Ham's first son, gave rise to various countries and peoples, including the Ethiopians. Ethiopians and the people of Nubia, previously known as the Kingdom of Cush, share the same origin. These are significant countries and groups of people, and their ancestry can be traced back to Cush. It is worth mentioning that the people of Samaria, who are believed to have descended from Nimrod, Cush's disobedient son, are thought to have originated from Old Babylon. Additionally, individuals from South India, as well as populations from various parts of Africa, such as Malians, Eritreans, Kenyans, Congolese, and Bantus from Gabon, are considered to have Kushite heritage. In a biblical context, the term Cush is often associated with Ethiopia, Sudan, and Africa, signifying Ethiopia or Black in its original language. Canaan and Mizraim were also Ham's children. Mizraim is believed to be the ancestor of the ancient Egyptians and many people in North Africa, including the dark-skinned Tuaregs and Berbers. Semitic people, such as Arameans, Arabs, and Israelites, refer to Egypt as Mizraim. In Psalm 78, verse 51, it is mentioned that God struck the firstborn in Egypt, the first fruits of manhood in the tents of Ham. Ham also had a son named Put, or Phut, born after Mizraim. Put derives from a word meaning landmark and pertains to clan hunters in Africa. Put is considered the father of the Black Libyans and several other African peoples. Regarding the infamous curse of Ham or curse of Canaan, many people have misconstrued the narrative. In Genesis chapter 9, the Bible recounts that when Noah became intoxicated, his son Ham did not assist him, but instead mocked his naked and drunk state to his other brothers. However, this text can be interpreted in multiple ways and is not the focal point of this narrative. Noah placed a curse on one of Ham's sons, Canaan. While Noah's actions may seem exaggerated, it was a grave matter to disrespect one's father during that time period, almost akin to a religious duty. Although Noah's drunkenness appears to have been accidental, resulting from his discovery of wine made from grapes, God did not punish him. It is essential to recognize that Ham and his 3 other children, Cush, Mizraim, and Put, are all believed to be the progenitors of various African and Black populations. The Bible, through its genealogical accounts, connects these individuals to the ancient peoples of Africa, including the Egyptians, Ethiopians, and other African nations. However, it is important to approach these narratives with an understanding of their historical and cultural context, as they represent ancient perspectives and beliefs. The Bible is not the sole historical or anthropological source for understanding the origins and history of Black and African peoples. Scholars and researchers draw from a wide range of disciplines, including archaeology, linguistics, genetics, and oral traditions, to piece together the complex tapestry of human history. As our knowledge of the past continues to evolve, it is crucial to engage in ongoing research and dialogue to gain a more nuanced understanding of the origins, migrations, and cultural developments of Black and African peoples. It is crucial to emphasize that interpreting the Bible in a way that suggests African people were cursed is a grave mistake and a misinterpretation. The individual who is cursed in the Bible is Canaan, the grandson of Ham, and not all African people. Ham, who is believed to be the ancestor of people in Africa and South India, was born before the flood and lived a remarkably long life compared to most people. He had the opportunity to witness the 5th and 6th generations of his family and ancestors. Interestingly, similar to his brother Shem, Ham also lived to be around 600 years old or possibly even older. While the exact age of Ham is not specified in the Bible, it is likely that he lived at least 600 years. The location of Ham's burial site remains uncertain, with various theories and studies suggesting different possibilities. Some propose that his tomb could be in Ethiopia or even Nubia, while others suggest Mesopotamia, where the Sumerians lived. However, the prevailing belief is that Ham's tomb is in Africa, specifically in Sudan or Ethiopia. Some even speculate that he might be buried in Egypt, a land known for its ancient secrets and the ongoing discoveries of millennial burials. The Book of Jubilees provides additional details about Ham's later years and the events involving Noah's family and the lineages of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. This ancient Jewish manuscript, which was considered authoritative during the time of Christ, describes Ham's displeasure when his youngest son, Canaan, chose to settle in the land of Shem, which is now known as Israel. Ham's other sons disagreed with Canaan's desire to claim those lands for himself. According to the Book of Jubilees, Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and others did not support Canaan's decision to reside in Shem's territory, as they believed that the lands in Africa were meant for Ham's descendants. Despite their objections, Canaan chose to remain in the land against his father and brother's wishes. In the Book of Jubilees, an ancient Jewish text that provides additional insights and elaborations on biblical narratives, it is recorded that Ham, one of Noah's sons, played a pivotal role in human civilization following the Great Flood. Among his significant contributions, Ham is noted as the first person to establish a city and a region, which he named in honor of his beloved wife. This detail highlights the deep familial and cultural ties that were integral to the early post-flood societies. By naming the city after his wife, Ham demonstrated the importance of family legacy and reverence, which were central values in ancient communities. His actions also reflect the role of women as respected figures in the social and familial structures of the time, even if the historical narratives often focus primarily on male figures. The city Ham established was more than just a settlement. It represented the resilience and determination of humanity to rebuild after the catastrophic flood that reshaped the world. This act of creation marked a turning point in history, symbolizing humanity's ability to start anew, organize communities, and develop societies. Cities, at their core, were hubs of culture, trade, and innovation. By being the first to create one, Ham set a precedent for urban development that would influence subsequent generations. However, interpreting this account requires a nuanced understanding of the cultural and historical context of the text. The Book of Jubilees, while revered by some communities in antiquity, is not part of the canonical scriptures for most major religious traditions. It is considered a pseudepigraphal work, meaning it is attributed to a biblical figure, in this case likely Moses, but was written much later. Its purpose was often to fill in gaps or expand on stories in the canonical texts, providing additional details that were either speculative or derived from oral traditions. The mention of Ham founding a city and naming it after his wife is significant for several reasons. Firstly, it underscores the role of family bonds in the early stages of societal reconstruction. Naming a city after his wife suggests that women were not only valued as life partners, but were also commemorated in the shaping of legacies. This act of naming might have been a way to preserve her memory and role within the family lineage. It also reflects the practice of naming places after significant people or events, a tradition that persists to this day. Secondly, the city itself symbolizes the transition from nomadic survival to settled living. After the flood, humanity would have faced immense challenges, rebuilding food supplies, re-establishing shelter, and creating systems of governance. By founding a city, Ham initiated a process that would have involved planning, collaboration, and leadership, qualities essential for the survival and growth of any community. This achievement demonstrates that Ham was not merely a survivor of the flood, but also a pioneer in advancing human civilization. Furthermore, cities in the ancient world were often associated with divine favor or a mandate to bring order to chaos. Ham's establishment of a city could be interpreted as fulfilling a divine mission to repopulate and organize the earth after the flood. The act of naming the city after his wife could also be seen as a gesture of gratitude, acknowledging the familial bonds that sustained humanity during this period of recovery. Approaching the story of Ham's city requires recognizing the symbolic and allegorical elements present in ancient texts. The Book of Jubilees often expands upon biblical accounts with rich, illustrative details that were meant to teach moral lessons or provide cultural context. Ham's city, for instance, might symbolize the importance of innovation, unity, and the preservation of family values in the face of adversity. It also reminds readers of the interconnectedness of biblical genealogies and the broader historical narrative of human development. It is also crucial to consider the broader historical and archaeological implications of such stories. While the Book of Jubilees provides a unique perspective, its accounts cannot be taken as literal historical records without corroborating evidence. Instead, these texts serve as windows into the beliefs, values, and worldviews of the communities that produced them. The story of Ham and his city reflects their understanding of the origins of civilization and the role of divine providence in guiding humanity's progress. Modern readers must approach these ancient texts with a balanced perspective. On one hand, they offer valuable insights into how early societies understood their place in the world and their relationship with the divine. On the other hand, they are products of their time, influenced by the cultural, religious, and political contexts in which they were written. This duality makes the Book of Jubilees and similar works both fascinating and complex. In conclusion, Ham's role as the founder of a city in the Book of Jubilees highlights themes of resilience, innovation, and the enduring importance of family. By naming the city after his wife, Ham paid tribute to the foundational role of relationships in shaping human history. While the historicity of this account remains debated, its symbolic significance offers timeless lessons about the values that sustain societies and the creativity that drives progress. Understanding this narrative within its cultural and historical context allows readers to appreciate its depth and meaning while recognizing its place in the broader tapestry of ancient literature. The Bible offers a rich and intricate tapestry of narratives, encompassing historical accounts, moral teachings, spiritual truths, and profound theological concepts. Its depth and complexity make it one of the most influential texts in human history, shaping cultures, civilizations, and individual lives for millennia. However, its multifaceted nature also opens the door to various interpretations, some of which can be misguided or harmful. It is therefore imperative to approach the Bible with humility, careful study, and a willingness to understand its context, avoiding any misinterpretations that perpetuate erroneous beliefs or unjustly stigmatize entire groups of people. One of the most significant challenges in interpreting the Bible lies in understanding the cultural, historical, and linguistic contexts in which its texts were written. The Bible spans thousands of years, encompassing diverse cultures, languages, and traditions. From ancient Hebrew and Aramaic in the Old Testament to Koine Greek in the New Testament, the original languages themselves are nuanced and layered, often carrying meanings that are lost or altered in translation. This makes it crucial for readers to engage with scholarly resources, historical studies, and accurate translations to gain a more precise understanding of the biblical message. A critical example of misinterpretation is the erroneous belief that certain groups of people, particularly those of African descent, were cursed based on the story of Noah and his sons in Genesis 9. This interpretation has been used historically to justify racism, slavery, and discrimination, despite being a distortion of the biblical narrative. In the story, it is Canaan, the grandson of Noah, who is cursed, not Ham or his descendants as a whole.